It's Coffee Break! Welcome back to Coffee Break. If you
Yeah.
haven't been here, welcome to Coffee Break. We are going to talk about the Fantastic Four trailer.
Yeah.
We're going to get there, don't worry about that. We are going to talk about Jurassic World Rebirth trailer.
I'm actually excited about everything we're talking about in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some fun ones, but there wasn't anything I could have gotten too deep with, you know? Which is kind of weird. Like, when I was looking for things to write about, one of the things I came across was about Ariana Grande, why she put her full name in the credits of
Yeah.
Wicked. And she said it was because it feels like a homecoming to her. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, dude.
It's like you're
What do you
you're a household name.
yeah.
Was she credited as her full name? That's the thing. You said that, and we don't even know what her full name is still.
Yeah, but thank you, Plane, for helping me out here. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my. Anyways, I was just like, journalism's dead.
There's a lot of nothing burgers to talk about.
Yeah.
All the Grammys, and I'm like, oh, okay, sure.
I didn't even look at the nominations for the Grammys.
No, and I'm like, it doesn't matter. Again, it's all just friends befriending each other, giving their friends awards.
Yeah.
And then their fans be obnoxious about it.
So we're going to kick this off with Critical Role is ending their third campaign.
I think it ends tomorrow?
Yes.
Or it ended last Thursday. I think it ends tomorrow.
I think it ends tomorrow.
It's going to be 8 hours long.
That's crazy.
It's, well, if you're, like, that makes sense. There's a million characters whose plotlines are going to have to get wrapped up. So, I get it.
Okay.
I didn't really watch a ton of Campaign 3.
Okay, yeah. Is it going to become a TV show?
Presumably. They're still working on, Vox Machina and Mighty Nine, which was their second campaign.
Yeah, but isn't Vox going to end next season?
It might. I could see them pushing Vox for 5 seasons, but I think it should end at 3. Especially if we want to get caught up with the campaigns.
Yeah.
Having them be 3 seasons each would be reasonable. Especially as they keep getting longer. Like, more and more episodes.
He's just finding more story to add.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoy that stream. I'll wait for it to be a TV show.
Yeah.
March 9th will be season 4 of The Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah, the final season.
The final season. They snuck that onto us.
Which is weird because last season was fantastic.
Yes, if you haven't watched this show, you got to check it out. It's well, if you like Eastbound and Down, you're probably already there.
He's so funny. Oh my god.
Danny McBride.
The whole cast is fantastic.
Yeah. John Goodman.
I don't remember her name. She's the sister character. She was in the Knuckles TV show as well.
Yep.
She was Wade's sister.
God. Yeah, so that one's coming out. This is I hope they go down this path with the show where it's gonna be dad and grandson. Because at the end of 3 they kind of teamed up.
Yeah.
And they go against the whole family. And then at the end they become the Righteous Gemstones. I don't know, they're pretty horrible people.
I'm hoping, what's the youngest one? Kelvin.
Oh,
The one
the little kid?
Yeah, the one who's played by, Adam Levine.
Adam Levine.
Yeah, Kelvin. I hope he finally starts dating that one friend of his.
Well, hold on. I didn't mean the littlest one as in that. I thought you were talking about, like, the kids.
Oh, no, I meant the youngest of the 3 siblings.
3 siblings, yeah. Okay, so no slight on him.
Understandable.
Yeah, he does have a weird homoerotic relationship with his roommate.
Yeah.
And they're sex toys.
That could go somewhere.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Last season felt like it could have been the finale.
Yes.
I was very satisfied with how it turned out. It technically left itself open for more story.
Yeah.
But it didn't need it.
No, but the family's growing bigger. I noticed that.
Walton Goggins is in it.
Yes,
And so
Baby
they're like,
Billy.
We need to milk him now while we still have him.
Now, Baby Billy's a terrible character.
Oh,
but
yeah.
He is so amazingly, hateable. Mm-hmm. And it's because of his acting, his performance through this character. You're
I can't wait for White Lotus. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, White Lotus is coming up at some point. I think April.
I know, it'll be a summer one, because you'll be, sitting there staring at them, sweating on the beach, and you'll be like, same, only without the cool beach setting.
I don't think they're going to be at a beach. I thought they're in Thailand.
There's beaches in Thailand?
Isn't it landlocked?
No, I said it with such confidence, because
Americans and their geography.
I'm not great.
Sandman Season 2 will be released on Netflix this year, and it's the last one.
Yeah.
Basically, anyone who's attached to Neil Gaiman has just let go and said, nope, we're done, we're out of here.
Which is a shame, because, I get it. But also, I'm also like, this is a good move, because it's been way too long
since the first season.
Yeah. Like longer than a normal Netflix show should take.
Yeah.
And it's like, if this is going to be the schedule they're working with, probably for the best it doesn't go much further.
Yeah.
They prioritize Wednesday, I suppose.
That's supposed to come out this year, but I don't know when.
Probably October, or near October.
Well, the first season came out for Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, they missed October. Whoops.
Well, it's not really Halloween themed.
Yeah, technically.
Just because she wears all black doesn't mean she's into Halloween, dude.
I keep thinking about that one guy, the Gorgon guy, who's like, whoa, you're black and white, like a living Instagram filter. And then it cuts to her, and she's not. She has very much, a noticeable skin tone.
Mm-hmm.
She's more olive-colored than her werewolf friend.
Yeah.
I was like, so close.
And Devil May Cry will be on Netflix April 3rd.
Yeah, we got a teaser real early.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I just want to see it. Are they going to adapt the game, or are they just going to tell their own story?
I don't know. I don't know enough about the game.
I never really played one all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
I've played the beginning of the first one multiple times, and second, but there's just a point where I'm like, this isn't my style. I'm not into this.
Understandable. Yeah. I also never finished Bayonetta.
Oh, wait, I did do one. The worst one.
Great.
DMC.
Yeah, where he has that part where a mop flies on his head.
Yeah.
Fans hated that.
Oh, it's pretty easy to hate that game. It was such ass to play it. Because he can go into basically devil and angel mode.
Yeah.
But in order to unleash these, you have to hold down the right trigger for devil and then left trigger for angel while you're fighting.
Oh, you have to hold it. It's not
you're cracking in combos while you're holding a trigger.
Oh, horrible.
It works better when you're in devil because, I'm right-handed. But if you were left-handed, no, it doesn't matter. You're still screwed.
Is it dumb?
No, it was terrible. It was so bad that they went back. The next Devil May Cry was Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah,
they just ignored it.
Backpedal, run.
So let's see what this is all about. Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yes.
This movie has been on my radar since they announced it.
Mm-hmm. We just watched the trailer before, literally seconds before hitting record.
Mm-hmm. And the director, Ed Garths.
Garrett? Name doesn't ring a bell?
Yeah, God, I'm not remembering his name right now. He did Godzilla 2014.
Oh, okay. That one's a good one.
I love how he did that, and how there's that gradual build-up to Godzilla.
Yes.
Because once you're there, it's just so worth it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It really is a very unique Godzilla film for that. When they said he was doing Jurassic World Rebirth, I was like, that's kind of cool.
That makes a lot of sense.
And that monster, oh, he's gonna do it with it.
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I liked seeing the dinosaurs that we got to see. I like the big ones, so that's fun. It looks like we're getting Quetzalcoatlus, or something similar to it.
Yeah, that wasn't as big as one.
Yeah. Maybe they're not showing off everything in the trailer.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is our main character is another nerd guy.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. After, what's his name? Owen Grady or something? Chris Pratt's.
Oh, yeah, Owen Grady.
And like, I'm the man. I'm Alpha Hero Man. In my motorcycle, and my guns, and my punches. It's nice going back to like, this is a nerd. This is a smart man who sits behind a desk and isn't some gun-loving action hero.
Yeah, which
that's Scarlett Johansson's character.
And the black fella that's with her. There's one thing that I'm really excited about. This is almost the same damn plot as 3.
It's the more Jurassic Parks we have,
Yeah.
the more I'm like, they are really just the same story every time, huh?
And yeah, this time he's not going out to... They didn't get the weird scientists to go out and find a kid. He's going out to collect DNA samples for clearly an evil company.
Yeah.
What do you need the DNA of the 3 largest animals on that rock?
Yeah, right?
So...
But it's not going to cure cancer with that.
No, you're definitely going to try and make something horrific.
Yeah.
In which I believe that monster that we're seeing is. It looks like a T-Rex, but his head is way too round, and he walks on his knuckles.
Yeah.
He's also wading through water at one point. But I was just like, maybe he'll be more like reptilian because of that. He's like a crocodile T-Rex,
like
if you will.
Yeah,
But
sure.
maybe I don't know what dinosaur walks on its knuckles. That's the thing.
Not a good one, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, an iguanodon.
Maybe it's some sort of raptor-like creature, I imagine.
Yeah.
Where
Well, and it could also be a normal animal because if we think about Indominus Rex, right? Indominus had like chameleon in him.
yeah,
Which explained why he was able to change his whole body.
which was very cool, I will admit.
Yeah, and you really just gotta ham up the fantasy there for that one. But it could be a gorilla.
I can't wait. It could be, but I can't wait for the toys to spoil it before the movie comes
Oh
out.
man, that's yes. And then we'll get to know all the big ones because I'm like, let's do it. 3 large guys, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be Earth. Right? So something that dwells on the land.
So-
water.
Yep, huh?
Something dwells on the water. And sky.
So, Mosasaurus for water.
Yes.
I would say Quetzalcoatlus for sky.
Yep.
Probably a long neck, like a Bronto or something.
Yeah, but there has to be conflict when trying to approach it.
Yeah, maybe. Or
And
maybe...
I know that literally they would be the largest. Dreadnoughticus.
Yeah.
And that was showcased in Dominion for like a second. But that thing, it is the largest dinosaur we've ever found.
Presumably.
Yeah, we
There's
could
always
find something else.
We could find out that all those British people were lying when they put all those bones together.
Yeah. So the idea of another man-made monster has always been the idea going forward with these sequels.
Yes.
When 3 came out, it's not good.
No, God, no.
She screams way too much.
William H. Macy's in that movie.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes. And the only likable characters is Dr. Alan Grant.
Yeah.
Not even his psychic. That guy was terrible. He was the problem at the end. Because he was stealing eggs, remember? Because he's like, I can make a lot of money. He's like, dude, we're scientists. We don't do that.
we don't make money.
Yeah, like, we don't steal things either.
Who's selling the eggs to the black market? Oh, is it one of the 2 scientists
Yeah.
who goes to this island?
The kid. Because the kid also learns some survival techniques and Spinosaurus being introduced.
Yeah.
You know. But after that, they were like, how do we move forward with this? And they started a Frankenstein monster.
They really blew their load right from the get-go, having it be like the raptors and the T-Rex and stuff.
What do you mean?
Like, for the very first movie, like, that's pretty intense. What a great, thrilling finale.
These aren't things that Michael Crichton wrote about.
Well, yeah, but
The,
still.
the first 2 movies are based on the books.
I know, but I'm saying it's hard to top T-Rex, because T-Rex is already the coolest.
That's why they wanted to manufacture their own one. And they started to think about military applicants to it. So it was going to be a army with army dinosaurs movie. I don't like the idea of that. But when reading about this, I was like, okay, that makes sense why they pulled it back and they made Indominus, right?
Yeah.
And he's really fun, and I mean, he didn't really ruin the movie too much. I thought it was a fun one.
Yeah.
But then they bring in even crazier ideas in Fallen Kingdom
Yeah.
with the cloning and being able to telepathically talk to raptors.
Yeah, that was one. They really jumped the shark, which was hard to do because it's a story about dinosaurs.
Yeah. Coming to life and interacting with humans, and they hunt together. Where did we go? Okay. So yeah, to have their own like crazy monster is cool. The way the scientists reacted to the raptors, because that one person was like, "Those are raptors, right?" Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Yeah, they're raptors." But he like took a bit.
Yeah.
I was like, "What's wrong with the raptors?" You know, what other weird things? Because they said this is the island where they did all the research, but a lot of them are the ones that just couldn't make it in the park.
The bad ones,
Yeah.
which they didn't kill for some reason.
That would be inhumane.
I would say resurrecting dinosaurs is pretty inhumane.
Well, they're not dinosaurs. They're just weird monsters.
It's true. With dino
And then-
DNA.
Yes, with dino DNA, and when you realize it, it's just puppetry or CGI. Mm-hmm. No, why would you think bringing back dinosaurs is bad?
Leave them be. This is not the environment they should be in. What are they going to eat? They will not
Humans.
only will they suffer because they will not have enough in their ecosystem, but they're going to disrupt the entire ecosystem in general. That you can't introduce a new species into a completely new territory without having huge rippling side effects. And that's just one, let alone all them dinos.
Well, you gotta do it once in order to get it right. I know they've been working on Mastodon,
Yeah, that was one of the things they've talked about for a while
the
now.
woolly mammoth.
I don't think they're really going to do it.
Well, there's no ice.
I don't think... Yeah, exactly.
So, I don't know what you're doing there.
All right, what else are we talking about?
Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim will be streaming on Max February 28th.
Nice.
I know you gotta wait all the way till Pokemon
Like
Day.
the last day of the month.
Yeah. But I'm excited because we didn't get to see it in theaters.
And we can listen to it our sweet surround sound.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, watching The Hobbit, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And I compared The Hobbit to it because I was like, similar art style and what they want to do. And I'm sure they're inspired by the work of The Hobbit.
The Rankin Bass Hobbit?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that live action crap.
Well, I didn't know if you meant the
no.
book.
To know- I think, yes, they're very inspired by the book as well.
Just maybe. Just a tad.
I'm sure a few of them read it. God, I would hope a few of them read it. Yeah, I really want to give this one a go.
I'm excited. I love Middle Earth. I'll love it no matter what it is.
The only thing is, why are we telling this story?
Why not?
I don't know. Do you ever sit there and wonder who wanted to build Helm's Deep? Or are you like, that's a cool place where they have a cool battle?
You know, there's so much, and Tolkien made so much lore, like for like centuries and eons into Middle Earth lore. And I imagine someone might have sat down, looked at one of the excerpts he wrote for the random lore, and thought, yeah, we could start doing like movies and spin-offs and TV shows of this stuff.
Yeah. It's also because Warner Brothers was about to run out of time with the IP. What is it called? The franchise?
Yeah.
The rights.
That rule that you need to have a new thing.
Yep. They're about to run out on that, and they're like, oh, I'll just do something. So they rushed this as fast as they could,
Great.
and they got it here.
Man,
It's
Warner
come
Brothers.
out to middling reviews, but, I want to see for myself.
Yeah, it'll be neat. It can't be bad. Can't be the worst.
But because of it and Rings of Power, there's now a renewed interest in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And that's why they're going to do the Search for Gollum.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna really wait till I see a trailer.
Oh, I'm going to be upset. Bernie Burns.
Yeah.
Rooster Teeth, dude. Bought back Rooster Teeth from Warner Brothers.
He sure did.
I can't figure out how much he bought it for.
I can't imagine it was. He's a millionaire, so it doesn't matter.
How's he a millionaire?
Because he made his company, and then he was already doing something in technology and stock exchange or some shit.
Okay.
And then he made the company, and then he sold the company, and then he made a bunch of money off of that. And he was just always, there's more to it. There's very much, skeezy vibes from Bernie, in my opinion. Even when everyone else was always openly struggling, he's like, I bought another Tesla, or whatever. Yeah.
What a nice guy.
No, I'm not. I don't really care about Rooster Teeth. I don't care about. That was always the thing. I don't like Rooster Teeth. I like Ruby. So if Rooster Teeth is, I don't care. It doesn't have Ruby anymore. So what does it matter?
Yeah, that was another thing. There's no like informal announcement other than that he bought it.
Yeah,
I don't know what he actually bought.
He has the rights to Red vs. Blue, Camp. That's all the ones I really care about, I suppose. Like, and I saw someone say, like, the best case scenario is he has it so now those things don't become lost media. And I'm like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I don't expect...
Red versus Blue is lost media.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really needed to waste more time on
As
that.
it hasn't been re-uploaded to a million torrent sites before.
Yeah.
Also, like, it's like, what are you gonna do? Have Red vs. Blue season 27 or whatever?
That's what I'm afraid of.
Even though the last one was the last season.
Well, there's still Saw 10.
Yeah, that's true.
What? He doesn't have Ruby.
No.
So it's not worth anything.
And he doesn't have Death Battle, which was the other biggest show. Death Battle's independent.
Okay.
And they're not, and they said that we're not going back to Rooster Teeth.
And I'm willing to bet he doesn't have Genlock.
No. That got sold to HBO and Warner Brothers. Like, independently of the company. I think Michael B. Jordan actually took it.
Okay. That would make sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, they probably worked out a deal together to just pluck that away from them so they can never have it again. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you got nothing.
Absolutely not. Red versus Blue is the biggest thing.
I wonder if he just wanted to buy it back to get the name back?
Maybe?
It's also fun enough. It's almost been a year since they sold it.
Yeah. It was like, come on, guys. We just did this.
Yeah.
Let Sleeping Dogs lie.
Yeah.
He's always had, like, his weird idea. Like, he's always, like, movies that no one wants. But he's tried.
Oh, I saw that too. The movie thing. Mm-hmm. He's that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So their first movie, Laser Team?
Yeah. You watched it, didn't you?
Yeah.
I didn't. Even as a fan at the time, I didn't.
What? It came out in the mid-2010s. Mm-hmm. And a coworker, a friend of mine, he was like, dude, I really like this movie and I want you to see it. Because you're in film school, I want you to check out this. Mm-hmm. And I was like, sure, let's do it. You know, I'm open to media. I have to be. You should be. Mm-hmm. So I watched this thing, and I was just like, I don't even like that. Which is funny. I enjoyed Video Game High School.
Yeah, like it was the thing of it's this weird.
And they have the same production level.
It's the weird kind of like it's really low quality.
Yeah.
But also insisting on having weird moments of high quality.
Yeah.
Like they got like notable voice like actors in it and whatever. They have decent effects.
One of the main cast members is the guy who plays Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
Which I was like, how did you get him?
That's what I knew him from. When like they announced he was Jack Reacher, I was like, "That's that guy who was in Laser Team."
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No, Blue Mountain State.
Oh, I never watched Blue Mountain State.
Oh my god,
he's such a baby in it too.
He's not a baby. He's a jerk.
Well.
Oh man, that's such a broy show. That was like probably one of the last like true broy college shows, movies, media.
Yeah, they don't really do stuff like that anymore.
Yeah, they don't do those college movies anymore. Like American Pie.
Everything's all like Euphoria and dramatic and mellow and whatever.
Yeah, strange. Things took a weird turn when we got rid of comedies. Mm-hmm. Okay, where was I? Yeah, so I think Rooster Teeth just to be like, I got it back.
It'll be like another million podcasts, maybe.
Yeah, just keep it alive.
Yeah, maybe.
For nostalgia.
I'm not gonna really hold my breath.
I was just amazed he wasted his money on that.
Well, he's wasted money on more.
Yeah, well, he said his third Tesla. Mm-hmm. Okay, Simu Liu, on which Apple autocorrected my notes here. Some Liu.
Yeah, thanks, Apple.
It announced that he's working on making a Sleeping Dogs live-action adaptation movie.
Okay.
And then he also said, once we do the movie, we're going to make a sequel game.
Ooh, Does he own the company or something?
No.
This is a lot for an actor to announce.
Yeah.
I'm a bit hesitant because it reminds
Yeah,
me a
but
little
he's got
bit.
some modeling work he's done.
It reminds me a little bit of Dwayne The Rock Johnson being like, yeah, and then Black Adam's gonna fight Superman. No, he won't fight Superman, but he will fight Superman. It's like, stop announcing things that aren't in production, dude.
Trying to own the character, I guess?
Maybe.
Because that's what Dwayne was doing there.
Yeah.
He wanted to fight Supes because he wanted to fight the strongest guy he could.
Yeah. That ego.
Yeah, it's the ego, right? I don't know if this is ego with Simu.
I don't know. I don't know enough about him or Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs is an older video game, came out in the early 2010s.
Yeah.
It's an open world.
Like you're a hacker or whatever.
No, that's Watch Dogs.
Oh, you understand. The dogs. The dog stuff.
I can't remember who made Sleeping Dogs.
Oh, it's the one with the triad and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And the famous line, you're not a man until you've eaten a whole pork bun.
That's a famous line.
I'm not doing the accent, and I'm not gonna try. But it's one of the funniest lines in the movie, in the game. Okay.
I would rather... That just made me think of an actually famous line from Skyrim, which is, if you walk past a guard, sometimes they'll be like, let me guess, someone stole your sweet roll. And it's like, what? You want me to kill you, don't you?
Your sweet roll?
Yeah, that's a thing.
What does that mean?
What do you mean, what does that mean?
I don't know what you just said to me.
A sweet roll? It's like a cinnamon bun or something.
Okay.
It's a...
So why are you... If you're sneaking around in a prison...
Prison?
Didn't you just say that?
No, I said Skyrim. The guards walk around town.
The guards, so I just assume we're in a prison.
We played different games. We have different quotes.
Okay. Wow. The game, if I remember correctly, it's about an American CIA agent who's sent over to Hong Kong to infiltrate the Triad.
Do people want a sequel?
Yeah.
Okay.
When this game came out, it was very popular. It is the spiritual successor of True Crime.
And the predecessor of Watch Dog.
God, can't get over that. Okay. Dude, that's just a way worse game.
Which one?
Watchdog.
I know.
Watch Dogs. I tried to play the first one. It's made by Ubisoft.
It's also ugly.
It's attached to Assassin's Creed world, vaguely.
Yeah.
They wanted to do like this interconnected web of things. It was crazy.
Man.
I was just like, oh no. I'm amazed they squeezed out 3 of those things. What was I talking about? Oh, so the game was very successful. And it functioned well. I never had a problem with it. And it's a very long game. You have plenty of stuff to do.
Well, that's good.
They announced a live action adaptation back then. And everything fell through.
Yeah.
There was also supposed to be a sequel game, and everything fell through. So he's not crazy to bring up all this stuff, but maybe he's just an avid fan of the original.
Maybe he's like being a producer or something because he wants to see it.
He is very much hands-on with it, apparently.
Okay.
If he gets to do it, I'm excited.
For sure.
If he doesn't, that sucks, because, I mean, at least we could do Shang-Chi 2
Yeah.
at one point. Yeah.
And you know what I thought of the other day? Moon Knight. I was thinking about Moon Knight. I was like, you know what? That was good. That was better than... It wasn't good, but like it was better than some of the other stuff Marvel crapped out.
Oh, Spider-Man. I'm coming for you, little buddy. Live-action Gundam film is in production by Legendary.
Yeah.
Who made that cool Godzilla movie I was talking about?
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. But I don't think they're gonna... I'm hopeful.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm worried they're gonna make the Gundams look weird.
What? They're gonna be round edges?
Yeah, like the CG will... I don't want it to look like Michael Bay Transformers, is the thing.
Oh, dude, too late.
No.
Yeah,
no.
That's the only way you do this.
No.
That's how they've been doing Godzilla.
Yeah, but I don't want that.
Okay.
It's specifically too many moving bits and bops with no colors on them. so I can't tell which stupid Transformer is which, because they're all the same metal color.
Yeah, but for Gundams, they all have different models.
Yeah, well, so do the Transformers, but that didn't stop Michael Bay.
No, because at some point, I noticed this in Revenge of the Fallen, he just stopped giving them unique characteristics.
Yeah.
When they're just landing from outer space into the desert, they're just all the same looking
Yeah.
Transformer? I guess that's what they call themselves.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Autobots? No.
Yeah, but see, that's like a faction.
Is the
So is the race
Transformer?
Transformers?
Yeah, because they transform, I suppose. Or is that just what
But
we call them?
But only some of them do.
I don't know enough about I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah, so I hope this works out.
Yeah.
I know they've tried to do this a few times. They just came out with that fully CG animated one.
Gundam's hugely popular. It just has never really taken off in America.
No.
Like there's a very strong fan base for sure, but not like in the public zeitgeist or whatever.
It's one of those animes where I know I need to make time to sit down, just the original series, and just check it out and see what made it so legendary.
There's like a lot to all of them.
Well, I know that the name comes from gun, like a weapon, and freedom.
Yeah.
And they're fighting for their freedom to the death. And I've seen a scene where like a dude's head gets shot off at one point.
Dang, man.
And they were just in a gunfight, and I was like, whoa, this show is a little different.
I tried with the original, but it was never on at a convenient time.
Well, we have streaming now.
Yes.
Chris Evans denies he's returning as Captain America.
Makes sense.
Or at all for Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah.
We've heard stuff like this before.
I'm not surprised.
I just wanted to throw it in there because I was just like, honestly, if you show up, we get it. But if you don't, I would really appreciate it.
I think the best conclusion truly is him coming back as Johnny Storm
Yeah.
for Deadpool
Deadpool and Wolverine.
because that was funny. And now I'm like, we can leave it right there. I think that was a perfect way to end off the Captain America Chris Evans arc. Because I forgot, even though we talked about it multiple times, that Johnny Storm was going to be in this movie. And he plays Johnny Storm. I forgot. And I was right there with Deadpool, ready for him to be Captain America. And I was shocked. And I don't think you could top that.
I had spoiled it. So when he appeared, I already knew that he was Johnny, and I was more confused by the scene because I already knew the punchline, so I wasn't like reading it as if like, oh, he thinks this is Captain America. I was just like, yeah, it's just Johnny Storm. He's not that impressive, dude. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, and I've also seen like rumors that he's gonna play Captain Hydra.
Yeah,
Because they're going to be variants of themselves. And
I don't want that.
I don't blame you. Well, it's time to talk. It's time to talk about the Fantastic Four.
It's the Fantastic Four.
So, I'm sure...
We got the trailer for the trailer that will come out for the Super Bowl.
Yes.
There's a lot of trailers for trailers.
Don't you like it? It's
No.
trailer season.
I think that's dumb. Just let me see it on the Super Bowl.
Not everyone's going to get to see the Super Bowl.
You know what it'll be? You put it on Super Bowl, and then you also simultaneously release it on YouTube. Because
No, they drop it like a day before or something like that.
All right.
They just drop them all in giant chunks so you can just watch them.
And Fantastic Four.
So, the thumbnail, I put them in the Jetsons flying car.
Yes.
And the reason why was, I mean, everything about that gave me Jetson vibes.
Yes.
Even Herbie.
Yeah. Herbie, I was like, that's Rosie.
Yeah.
That is Rosie. I watched a lot of Jetsons.
I did too. I never paid attention.
I didn't like the Jetsons. I preferred the Flintstones.
I hated both of them. I'm sorry.
The best one was their crossover.
You know what? I was a Looney Tunes guy.
Yeah,
Dude,
well, yeah.
If Looney Tunes or Tom and Jerry are on, I'm going to that. I'm not wasting my time with you guys.
If I had the option, yes.
Scooby-Doo. You know.
Hanna-Barbera was always at the bottom of my list, but I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Hanna-Barbera is Scooby-Doo.
Well, I mean, they're like the Hanna-Barbera classic crew, like Flintstones, Jetsons, Yogi Bear, Pink Panther.
What? Oh, Jabberjaw?
Jabberjaw was not Hanna-Barbera. I don't think.
It is.
It might have been.
Josie and the Pussycats?
Yeah, which was crazy.
The Globetrotters?
They're the Globetrotters. The one time I watched Josie and the Pussycats, I had a fever, and I thought I was tripping balls. Because I was like, what's happening on Scooby-Doo? Who are you people? And then I was like, there's Josie, the Pussycats, and then Josie's boyfriend, and then her manager and her manager's twin sister. And the manager and the twin sister are called Alexander and Alexandra, and they have a cat, because of course they do. And
he's called Alexi.
I don't remember, but I was like, what's happening? who are you? Because they kept saying Alex, and I'm like, which one's Alex?
Okay. The Thing.
Yes.
Well, first of all, we'll get to the thing. Invisible Woman, fine. She did exactly what I expected her to do.
It's going to be always the struggle of how do we make an invisible thing be on camera?
Yeah.
Without it being a horror movie.
Mm-hmm. And then Johnny, we saw him flame on once.
Yeah,
He didn't say it. Did he?
There was music playing.
Oh, yeah.
So we could have just drowned him out. I appreciated it more when someone pointed out that, like, the lens flares and, like, you see, like, quote unquote, like, smudges on the lens's screen as he flies past to simulate what it would actually look like with a flame flying past a real camera. I was like, alright, that's nice. That's a nice attention to detail.
Okay.
There's not much you can do with a guy who's on fire.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect the yellow hair.
You know, it's okay.
Right.
It's different from the other three. Two? How many Johnnies have there been?
Technically, there have been 3 live-action Johnnies. There is the original Fantastic Four that wasn't ever released until as of recently. It was considered lost media.
Yeah.
That had to do with some shady deal Marvel got themselves into back in the day.
Those were the dark days.
Well, they were always running bankrupt because comics don't sell.
No.
And they don't cost enough to make an efficient living.
And then there was Chris Evans Johnny. And then there was Michael B. Jordan Johnny.
Yes.
And now there's this guy.
Yes.
So they've all looked kind of different.
Yeah, so my basis would be Chris and Michael, right? And that I never just saw him having blonde hair. Does that make sense?
I get it. I understand.
I think it's ugly.
Every time I see him, he's a ball of fire, so I never really thought about him with his human colors.
Okay. And he's doing something weird when she walks in on him in the room.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I get it. He's supposed to be like a young adult.
Yeah. He's
sometimes teenager.
He's the hot shot. Get it?
Yeah. But he's also like the comic relief dude. Mm-hmm. And then there's Reed Richards.
Who didn't stretch.
At all. And I'm very confused.
Which was disappointing.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to say the stretching has been the one thing that has looked the most consistently good across all the Fantastic Four films. Yeah. Like, I keep seeing gifs of classic Reed Richards because of this movie coming out. And I'm like, yeah, he looks fine. He looks great. Not phenomenal, but he looks fine.
Yeah. I'm a little more curious. And he didn't ever look like a scientist to me. He looked like a rich business guy.
I don't know what point in the story...
Well, we see them, like, in space tinkering with things and living in their space station?
Yeah. But also... Like, have they been doing this for a while?
Well, he started saying stuff like that. He's like, the first time we went up, Ben didn't look like that, and then Johnny didn't look like that after another time. Yeah. And it's like, why do you keep going back?
Is it an origin? Like, I'm confused if it's an origin story or not.
What?
Like,
it's called First Steps.
Well, I don't know.
What the
I don't know if, like, if it'll be like, which Batman is it? Where his, like, whole backstory is just like a montage in the beginning of the opening credits. It might be Christian Bale's Batman.
You mean the one called Batman Begins?
These names don't mean anything.
What are you talking about?
It could have meant anything.
Oh my god.
I just don't know how much their origin is going to take up of the film.
It is their origin story.
Is it though?
Yes.
I don't know.
They have to be introduced to the audience all over again.
But do they have... They didn't do that for Spider-Man. They just dumped him on us.
Yeah.
In the middle of another movie. Captain America's movie.
That was their way of getting him in. Mm-hmm. Right? And then they're like, everybody has seen Spider-Man's origin.
But
right?
we've also seen the Fantastic Four's origin. I guess there's not much to it, you know? They go to space. Space wave powers.
Okay, I think one of the big reasons why they're doing this is because they're fighting Galactus.
Yeah.
Right? Which is a different type of story to be telling.
Yes.
And I love that he finally looks like himself. Thank God.
It took long enough.
Yeah, instead of that weird tornado thing.
Yeah.
And then Doctor Doom, Victor Von Doom, was the one who, I believe, in one of the stories, funded their expedition out there.
Yeah, I think so. Like, he was... No, he does go out there with them.
That's how he gets infected or something? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the
See,
like...
I'm not the biggest Fantastic Four fan.
No, like, it's hard to... They're so, like, humdrum, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Because they're like, oh, we're the classic family. And so, you know, they do have exciting adventures. But they're also like, we're just the mom and dad and cousin and son and brother and whatever. And we're just a fun, happy family with our weird little quirks. And that's all we need to be. I was like, okay, that's quaint.
I think they're a little more important than that.
Well, I know there's more to it. like
I think
Reed
Reed
is
like a mastermind.
He's like in the top 3 smartest people. Which now I'm sitting here being like, I'll never, if I ever see them all together, Reed Richards, Rocket Raccoon, Tony Stark, and Hulk, Bruce, what's his name?
Bruce Banner?
Bruce Banner. If I ever see all of them together, that'd be exciting. Because they're all the smartest people in Marvel that is in Marvel's media right now.
The MCU.
Yes.
Okay. That came out funny.
There are others.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I would agree with that. I didn't expect Banner.
Yeah, he's up there. He's not. I think he's 4th smartest.
Okay.
You know, we almost got it, but we didn't. Rocket hung out with the pirate angel.
I don't know what Rocket would do hanging out with the Hulk, other than they would just have a weird conversation.
Well, they're smart. That's the thing.
Also, is Rocket that intelligent?
Yeah. They really underplay it in the movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is smart. He doesn't apply himself very often, is the thing. If I remember correctly.
Okay. The Thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm trying to understand, because there are photos online of him wearing prosthetics.
Uh-huh.
Why did we CGI over it?
I think, and I keep seeing people being very conflicted about it. Like, it looks bad, but it also technically looks comic accurate, but it also doesn't look good. Mm-hmm. But it's fine CG.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, we're just all so used to CG now that we can just see right through it. Like, we can tell there's not a physical thing happening there.
No, the Thing is there.
I know, but they CG'd over it. Terrible pun.
I was wondering if you caught that.
Oh, I don't think anyone else would catch it.
Yeah, voice work. I mean, he's really there. He's really playing the character.
Mm-hmm. His voice is fine.
The original guy who played Ben.
Yeah.
Well, we're just gonna say the original one is the one that everyone was able to see back in the early 90s, late 90s.
Early 2000s.
Early 2000s, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the spandex.
Mm-hmm.
That guy and the way he looked, he really is inside that suit.
Yeah, and he had to wear that big uncomfortable suit.
Yeah,
that
and
whole time.
You can still see his face move.
And I think the thing is, he had to wear a large, cumbersome suit.
Yeah.
And so his body moves like a man who has a large, cumbersome body.
Yeah.
It's like the dwarves wearing 2 big shoes in The Hobbit. So they stomp around like dwarves, not like a normal man. And I think the thing is with the CG, it looks impressive, but he's moving with the fluidity of a man who is not, like, refined and constricted with a massive stone body, you know?
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's what it is.
Well, they definitely CG'd his body, but I know he was wearing a mask. Mm-hmm. And he's also a pretty tall guy, so he's probably just wearing some, like, step-up shoes.
Yeah.
And then that's just his eye level. And then you can see everything that he's doing because he's moving. Mm-hmm. And you know the poses or whatever he's getting into.
Yeah. It's clobbering time.
He said he had to sneak that in there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Good. Good. What's his name? I never remember his name.
Cuz.
Yes, I know him as Cuz. I know him as Cousin Richie.
Yeah, because he's from,
The bear?
Yeah, the bear.
The best thing I've seen is people keep editing clips of the bear, but with him as the thing into it.
Because he did that weird pasta thing. Yeah, so that was just like... I mean, we got to see him move. We got to see him talk and interact with things, right?
Yeah.
Why did we get the guy from the chef show to play a chef scene?
Because they know what people like. They know the chef show. People like the chef show.
Yeah.
Have him do the chef thing.
No. We got you for the chef thing. You're going to have to do the chef thing.
You're going to have to eat more, man.
Yeah.
Also, I think that makes sense. Like, in universe, I think the thing... He doesn't have many of his senses still. Mm-hmm. Eating would probably be one of them.
You think Jeremy Allen White has to do chef things too and all his other stuff?
Shows... What has he been in? Other than this.
Jeremy Allen White?
Yeah.
A lot of
like,
stuff.
Like after The Bear. Like since The Bear. I know he's been in a bunch of stuff before The Bear.
The Iron Claw.
I was going to say, Willy Wonka, and then I remembered that wasn't him. that was Timmy Chalamet.
You can't mix up your mouse boys.
But he looks like a young Gene Wilder.
I know.
It's
the worst casting.
Robbed.
Right? Once you showed that to me, I was just like, oh no. Mm-hmm. And it's not like Timmy does terrible. It's just that was not what I expected that to be.
No, Tim, especially with this darker Tim, as if I know him on a first name basis. Timothy, especially with his darker, like dark chocolate hair, looks more like a young version of Johnny Depp's version.
Which makes it a scarier show.
Ugh.
But he's not the Wonka they're referencing.
No.
It's a reference to Gene Wilder's Wonka.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, the Fantastic Four. I felt like the entire teaser was bare bones.
Yes.
It told me almost nothing. Not even like what tone we're aiming for. Is it going to be serious? Is it going to be funny? Can a trailer show me what's going to be in the damn movie for once, please?
No, this trailer showed you that there's things that you might like in the trailer.
Yeah, like Thing.
Doesn't work when you just point it out. Okay. I am excited, but I do think it looks ugly.
It does look ugly.
And it's got that ugly futuristic, futuristic as in like we think the future's shiny.
It's so weird. But
everything's still old.
It's the 50s version of futuristic.
Yes.
Which means it has dated the 50s to look like that. So futuristic is actually retro.
Yeah, it's a retro futuristic look. Yes, that's a great way to point that out.
It's like that's the era it takes place in. So that's fine. I think that's the era it takes place in. Doesn't it take place in the 50s?
That would make them really old.
Hank Pym better be around, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't know. It didn't really show me. I expected it to be ugly
because
everything Marvel's done is ugly.
Henry Pym.
Is it not... What do you mean?
I thought it's Henry.
I thought it was Hank.
Okay.
We'll never know.
Pym will not be in the movie.
Dang.
Because they're not in the MCU's universe.
No. Oh, no.
How do you think they're going to get over here?
I guess...
They need a movie. There you go. There's your origin stories. First steps to learning.
First steps.
Okay. The question, are you guys excited for it? Or what do you think about The Thing? Do you think The Thing looks good or you think The Thing looks bad?
Like, that's a good thing? That's a bad thing. What is it?
Yeah. It's box office trolls.
Box office trolls. What's happening? Has anything come out this week?
Bro, we got an underdog.
Yay!
Dogman, the animated movie from DreamWorks, was released and it's number 1.
Good for it. I didn't read the Dogman comics.
I'm too old for them, but
Yeah.
I was Captain Underpants.
But, fans of the series seem to be happy.
Yeah, and I can only imagine it's just Captain Underpants again.
Yeah, it's just...
Well, I know there's different gimmicks. You don't have to attack, but
It's just antics.
yeah. Yeah.
Do you know how he becomes Dogman? I learned his origin story.
Why is he not just already a dog man?
So he was a police officer who, knew... He was, like a level 10 taekwondo karate specialist or something. And he had a pet dog. And then there was a horrible accident where they were both in the accident. And then the doctors were like, what if we put the dog's head on the man's body? And they did that. And that was his origin story.
Thanks, Dave. That's just weird. I mean, it's not as weird as watching your principal just strip down to his tighty whities and run around.
He Captain Underpants was a lot weirder than I expected. I guess Dogman, same.
Well, maybe they just liked that weirdness.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Companion.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's Warner Brothers, so it's gonna be bad and not make them any money.
Number 3, Mufasa.
Okay.
Number 4, One of Them Days.
Sure.
Number 5, Flight Risk.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I knew that one was going to drop.
Second week.
Yeah,
Plummeting.
Well, everybody who wanted to see a Marky Mark movie already saw it.
Yeah. I bet by next
And
week it's
they're
not even
not-
going to be a top 10.
Yeah, they're not the type of audience who come back again. Number 6, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Number 7, Moana 2.
Wow.
Number 8, A Complete Unknown. What'd you think of that thumbnail?
It looks like a horror movie. I had to do a double take because I was like, wait a minute.
Dude, that was me up late in the night trying to figure out what to do. I was like, I got an hour left in order to make this before it drops. And
It's just all id.
yeah, I just got weird with
Just
it.
let the demons take over.
Yeah, I was going for something else, but it didn't work because I was trying to do like a ghosting effect.
Well, it's something else for sure.
and then because I was looking up instructions on Photoshop, and we don't use Photoshop, we use GIMP because
Yeah.
it's for free. Sorry about that click. Yeah, I just thought it was a crazy thumbnail.
It was a good one. I like this week's thumbnail a lot more. I think it's very good.
Yeah. Well, this one just came to me out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, I know what to do now. Number 9, The Brutalist. And number 10, Den of Thieves Pantera.
Wow. Good for them. I keep forgetting Den of Thieves Pantera's a thing.
Number 12, Creation of the Gods 2, Demon Force. By Well Go USA Entertainment.
Oh, jeez Louise.
What does that even mean?
It's probably like a weird Christian movie.
No.
No. It's like a Chinese movie.
It's a Chinese movie. That's so awesome.
Taishi Wen-zhang led the army of Shang Dynasty, including Deng Chengyu and 4 generals of the Mo family and the... Oh, no.
To Zikui.
Zikui? If I pronounce anything wrong, I'm sorry. I am trying my hardest. With the help of the Kunlun immortals such as Zhang Jia, Ji Fa led the army and civilians to the Zikui to defend their homeland. That told me next to nothing.
Basically, he's a king and he's bringing in other generals to help him fight immortals.
Yeah, the demon force,
Yeah.
apparently. Cool.
That could be really fun.
Good for you making it to number 12.
Now, I didn't talk about Saw last week
Yeah.
because the Saw 2 review came out, and I was like, oh no, right when I clicked stop, it all came back, and I was just like, damn it. Why am I a little harsh on Saw 2? It's not a good follow-up to 1.
It's in the context of all of Saw. It's not nearly as good as 1 was.
No.
And it isn't as good as its follow-up films will end up being.
With the exception of 1 more, that's really bad. But,
Yeah.
but they really do only go up from here. Mm-hmm. There are not so good ones, like Jigsaw, but it's still a better quality and story than that. Well, one of my biggest problems was Detective Eric Matthews versus Dr. Gordon,
Yeah.
Lawrence Gordon, right? You spend so much time with Gordon
Yes.
in that bathroom. You know him.
Yes.
You know how scummy
You know
he is.
his flaws.
Yeah.
And he acknowledges his flaws.
Yeah. And you're with Adam, and you get the piece together. The fact that you get the piece together what caused them to be there,
Yes.
you spent all that time with them.
Yeah.
When with Eric Matthews, you don't.
Yeah, it's like, and suddenly we're revealing that he's like crooked.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay. But he doesn't ever acknowledge that part.
Nope. And then a lot of it gets taken away. A lot of that, like, potential, him and John sitting there trying to wait through the time, right? We could have had more interesting conversations than the ones they had.
And it just doesn't.
It doesn't. And so that time gets eaten up by the traps, because there's so many new traps in this one.
And, like, the traps, they're not even as clever as what we'll see with future traps.
Yes.
Like, the most notable one, I think, is the Pit of Needles. And that's not, like, remarkably crafted. It's just a pit of needles.
Yeah.
And in the first one, it's the bathroom. And so they spend all their time in that bathroom. They start to pay attention to everything around them. Very much a locked room mystery.
Yes. An escape room.
In the second one,
you will.
Yes. Which I guarantee there are Saw-specific themed escape rooms.
Yes, there are.
Now, the second one, they have a whole house, but because it's a whole house, they kind of just mosey around, and so you don't really get a sense of the location as much.
Yeah.
So nothing's ever been nearly as iconic as that bathroom.
But the craziest part is when she reveals that the safe was on top of like a cellar door, and they just go down. They go through a couple weird, indistinguishable hallways, and they're back at the bathroom.
because-
and now you're like, wait, this bathroom's connected to a house, but why is it underneath?
Because I distinctly remember in the first Saw movie, they went to like a weird like warehouse in the middle of nowhere, and they went through some hallways, but they didn't go up or down any stairs or through a house or anything to get to the bathroom. Like, they go there. They're doing it. They go there. Like,
Who?
Trap and,
Oh, yeah. No, but they come down like a ladder
yeah, there's not a stair.
and not a staircase. So, yeah, you still know it's subterranean. And I'm like, what's the purpose of this bathroom? And I'm like, did Jigsaw build this bathroom down here just for this?
And then I'll put in a toilet, and then I'll make sure the toilet doesn't work.
But there is water.
But the bathtub works.
Yeah. So there's plumbing. What the hell? That makes him even scarier.
Just that, like, as from like an architect perspective.
Yeah, like, what is wrong with you? And you'd have... Wow.
Now, two, like, it's not as good.
Not as creative as putting in a subterranean bathroom with full plumbing. What a revelation we've made here. 2 also has some really bad acting, and
Horrible colors. Oh, God. So green.
it's a really green movie, except for the needle room.
Which is yellow.
It's
for some reason.
Obnoxiously yellow.
Probably because when they were color grading it green, they were like, oh, it makes the needles too dark to see.
Yeah.
We need to brighten it. So they went with yellow.
Okay. I am excited for Saw 3, but that's months from now.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. So I know I said Godzilla, and I didn't do that. But I had this Pirates review, and I knew I could release it.
Yeah.
I'm glad everyone enjoyed it. I love the first movie.
It's a great movie.
I love the fourth movie.
That's
about it.
Yeah, the ones in between are... This one is iconic. So many great lines.
There's so many good lines.
Classic lines. Oh my god, it's funny as hell. A long adventure.
It is. It's very long. I think one of the craziest things is how Jack just always ends up in some weird loop. Mm-hmm. And like, especially for the finale, for like, oh, we're here to stop the pirates and everything, and then Jack's like, no, I'm gonna prolong this because I'm gonna take a coin.
Yeah.
And you're like, why, dude? I thought
Yeah.
we're here to kill the bad guys.
It's this weird, like, excuse to, like, drag things. But we get cool stuff out of it. Like,
Yeah.
cool action sequences.
They maroon him, and then he's like, I'm not done, I'm coming back. Well, Elizabeth is.
Yeah.
He wanted to stay. But then he still has to come back, and that puts him back in, like, British control.
Yeah, it's this
Yeah.
never-ending back and forth.
Yeah.
It almost feels like a TV show with how many, like, moving parts there are.
Yes.
But it's well made. It's very well made.
Yeah.
It super holds up.
So the interesting thing that I did in my research was learning about the origins of this film. And they had been working on... There was different drafts by different writers. And one of the original drafts, the pirate was Jack. And Will was not. He was like a soldier. And Elizabeth was a damsel in distress. She
Yeah.
was not nearly as much developed. She doesn't hang out with pirates.
She doesn't, like, study pirate lore or whatever.
Yeah, she wasn't that. She was more like your princess type. And then it got reworked by another guy. And then it got reworked by these two dudes who did it. They're the ones who made this happen. And they always wanted to do a Pirates of the Caribbean thing or something like that. But, like... And then the other producer who didn't write it was, like, a pirate nerd.
Yeah, okay.
So it just all worked out, right? And they ended up writing this crazy story. Captain Jack Sparrow is supposed to be weird, but not that weird.
Yeah, that's definitely all...
That's all Johnny.
There's a lot of Deppisms.
Johnny brought all of that with him when he showed up. And Disney was freaking out. And not in a cool, chill vibe.
Yeah.
They were afraid of him. They were like, is he gay? Is he drunk?
But that's the thing. He's so iconic and classic. Everyone now mimics him. So, like, it's a thing. And it's because he's so eccentric.
Yeah.
If he wasn't, the movie wouldn't have been nearly as notable.
No, he really stole the whole show. At one point, the CEO of Disney, Michael Eisner,
Yeah.
wanted to kill the project.
Yeah, and just goes to show that executives never know what they're doing.
Well, he was afraid that it's a flop. It's not going to work out because of this guy. And it did work out. One of the weirdest things that I thought with Captain Jack Sparrow and how he really does just show up as him. You can get a real sense of this when you're listening to the cast and crew talk about it.
Yeah.
But he's the one who came up with Victor Barbosa.
Yeah. No, Hector.
Hector Barbosa.
Hector Barbosa.
He just made up that name on set,
Why not?
told them, and they're just like, I guess we're stuck with it.
And Jeffrey Rush is so good of an actor. Yes, and.
Yeah. And Jeffrey Rush, after reading the script, he sent it over to Orlando Bloom, and he was like, I think you should read for this. And he's the reason why
Thanks,
we
Jeffrey.
have Orlando Bloom in there.
It is a good cast. It's
Yeah.
a great cast.
Yeah, and honestly, the film is stupidly successful. The third one is stupidly successful. No. All of them are except for the fifth one.
Yeah.
They all made a chunk of money.
Yeah.
I don't know if people like At's World Ends.
Is that the fifth one?
Third one.
Third one.
Dead Man Tells No Tales is the fifth one.
I barely remember the
On
third
Stranger
one.
Tides, which it's called a book. On Stranger Tides, are you ready? This is a weird fun fact. Is a book about a weird pirate adventure. I didn't really dive into what this was, but that was like the inspiration for some of the earlier drafts and scripts.
Okay.
And I thought it was weird because they get into a legal battle with the people who own the book.
Wow.
Because they're like, you stole from us. And they're like, no, we made our own thing. And they're like, no, you stole. Disney, of course, strong-armed this person
Of course.
into oblivion. And then, yeah, the fourth movie's called On Stranger Tides. And I was
Wow.
like, you straight up stole everything.
Scummy Disney strikes again.
If you don't know, they will do things like that. So I just thought that was interesting.
Cool. I
You have nothing to add.
don't remember a lot of them.
One of the most interesting things about this film that I've never seen ever done again outside of Pirates.
The first one?
Well, they're in the first 3 or 4, right? Is that there are 2 comedy troupes, basically. Comedy duos.
Yeah.
You've got the British version,
Yeah.
right? And then,
Those 2 guards.
yep. And then you got the 2 pirates.
Uh-huh. Which one of them I think is in the British version of The Office. I think the one with the like fake
Yeah, I
eye
think
is
so,
in
yeah.
the British
Yeah.
version of Office.
Yeah, okay. That's just a unique thing.
It is because it's like a nice little like the dog woke up. It's a nice sprinkling of comedy without having to be like constantly on screen quipping all the time. Like they just show up every now and then. And I was like, that's two different moments. So even though before we meet the pirates, we can still have the British guards to be quippy and fun.
Yeah. That's a fun thing for me. And then how old is Commodore Norrington?
Too old for Elizabeth.
Yeah. It's still creepy, man.
Yeah. That was how things worked back then.
It's still creepy.
It is.
Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you saw it, if you haven't, please check it out.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer Season 4 was amazing. Not as good as 3.
It was really good, though. Like, I get why people, like, get excited for the Swordsmith Village arc.
Yes.
But I agree. I think the third... What season was this? 4?
4.
I think the third season was stronger. I think the pacing was better with this one. Like, you were like, well, only like 3 episodes left. And I was like, really?
Yeah, but once you're in it, you start moving along. Mm-hmm. Tanjiro at the end there, man. Wow.
Yeah.
I really think he could take on the big guy.
I almost cried.
Almost.
Almost cried at the end there.
Yeah, but he's getting stronger. He's getting stupidly stronger.
Mm-hmm. Interesting developments are happening.
Yes. I can't wait to get to the 5th one. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people don't like the Hashira training.
I want to see what it is that makes people not like it.
Yeah.
Because I like training arcs.
And because of how many upper ranked demons they just killed, they only have like 3 in the big boy.
Yeah. Which...
I'm like, okay, the Infinity Castle is a trilogy.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
It's a trilogy of movies.
Woof.
And I'm like, so there's going to be some crazy fights in here.
I'm excited. I can't wait. Especially because the setting is so cool.
It is.
With the gravity changing in different... Very much MC Escher steps.
Yeah.
Ah!
And yeah, it goes into like different realms. Mm-hmm. It's going to be crazy.
I can't wait.
And then I'm sure there's a bunch of little demons in there or something.
Mm-hmm. Little extra battles and stuff.
Yeah, and then all Hashira will have to show up for this.
Yeah, we're gonna learn about all the other Hashira too.
Yep.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah, Seaweed Head, I like him. Makes sense why he's a demon slayer. Mm-hmm. He seems to be a little more skilled than Tanjiro, since he's a little bit younger.
He is a Hashira. So, you know.
Yeah.
Miss Kanroji, I think was her name.
I forgot her name.
I tried really hard to remember because I knew we were going to talk about it.
Busty Tits.
I felt like her backstory wasn't as interesting. You know? Like, it was fine. It was still a good backstory. But, you know, we just got Seaweed Heads. Like, oh, the demon killed my brother after my parents died.
Yeah.
And then hers is like, I want someone to love me for me. And my parents are still alive. And my siblings. And everything's fine. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay.
They needed a cute girl somewhere in there, right?
And she is very cool. You know, and not everyone needs to have trauma to fuel them.
Yeah.
And she's cool. And I like her sword.
Look at Tanjiro. He has no trauma.
None whatsoever.
He still has his sister. I loved it. We'll check out season 5 soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing this to get ready for the movies. Mm-hmm. And then, if you wait for it, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, we watched the first 2 episodes.
Yep. I know it's because they come out on Wednesdays. And I'm like, what a lovely day for anything to come out. Because that's the day I record these. Uh-huh. So, yeah, I just will always be a week behind with Spider-Man if I continue to keep going.
It's ugly. It's ugly as hell.
It is. When we were looking at the thumbnails and you're like, do you know what the animation is? And I was like, it's not 3D, is it? And you're like, it is. And I was like, oh no.
I was like, you know what? Ruby never looked better.
You know what sucks? You bring up Ruby. We watched your video. Uh-huh. So I got to see them again.
Yeah.
Because it's been years since I seen them. You watch them all day. I don't. And... And yeah, I was like, wow, that is a fair comparison to compare this to Ruby, because the quality is so bad.
But at least Ruby, like, has a shading engine.
Yeah.
Ruby
They were drawing them on.
Ruby has background characters who move.
Yeah, that's another... It's terrible.
Oh, it's so hideous. And I think that one of the most distracting thing is, like, their shadows are these pitch black in Friendly Spider-Man. They're the pitch black painted on textures onto the model. And you can tell. So no matter what the sun is doing or what lighting source is in the room, everything always looks the same flat, horribly ugly.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it and you're on the fence, why don't I tell you the inciting incident? So Peter arrives for the first day of high school orientation.
Yeah.
With Aunt May, who has a car.
Yes. Who he was going to miss his bus, and then she decides to drive him
He did.
anyway.
He missed his train.
And it's like, why didn't you just drive him? And you knew he was going to be late.
And so they're there. And then he's all excited. They're saying goodbye to each other. And a giant wormhole opens up above the school.
Yeah.
And out drops what I can assume is Venom.
Uh-huh.
But Venom looks like it took over some alien creature.
Yes.
Okay. And now it's some gigantic monster.
And
Well, I guess that doesn't really help with the description there.
more like raptor-esque, I would say.
Yeah, but it had like weird horns on it.
Yeah.
And
It is
posable fingers.
space venom. That doesn't narrow it down either.
No.
Different venom.
Yeah. And it could have been a different symbiote. I know there's like siblings and relatives and all that with him. But it's about to attack a kid when all of a sudden Doctor Strange shows up.
Yeah.
Yes, so somebody wrote this, and I don't agree with it. And so Strange is fighting Venom in front of a high school.
For like the first 2 to 3 minutes, it's just like you don't even see Peter.
No.
It's just Doctor Strange
No.
fighting Venom.
And then while they're doing this, a spider that kind of looks more like Venom shading drops out of the wormhole. And then we go back to the fight. Okay. Venom chucks a bus at Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange does a cool magic move where he goes invisible and jumps through the bus.
Yeah.
Okay. The bus jumps up into the side of the school.
Yes.
Strange grabs it and starts to reverse time, right?
Yeah.
If he reverses time, that bus will fall back down and then bounce backwards
Back into him.
back into him because all he did was put himself back in the trajectory of it.
It-
Luckily, Venom stopped him.
Yeah. It was so. And then once Strange finished fighting the Venom, he flew off, and the spider from the wormhole fell
Yep, it cut it. The wormhole cut
perfectly
it.
onto Peter.
Yep.
And he got bit.
Yep.
And then the very great opening started playing.
Well, hold on. And then his new friend, who he had just met, starts calling him Pete.
Yeah. Like he's like, I'm Peter Parker. And she's like, Pete, wake up. Are you
Yeah.
okay? It's like, you're not on Pete basis yet.
So the theme song is the original classic Spider-Man.
Yeah. And every time there's like a trailer for it, that's the theme they go with.
Yeah.
And then there's this
The music, that the like hip-hop music over the top of that,
lazy rap.
and then a rap with it, and it doesn't work. It's all bad.
Like it's like I'm not even opposed to the idea of introducing a rap into the opening.
Yeah,
That's
but they
fine.
didn't tailor the music to the original music written.
And it's a bad rap.
Yes. The action sequences are good because they do move fast enough.
Yeah, fast enough where you can't notice how ugly things are. That was the trick Ruby did too.
And it is fun to see Spidey, like, swapping his webs. We get some cool shots of him moving around, and when he's fighting people.
Yeah.
He's got some cool, stylish points. I hate his suit, but
Yeah.
it's supposed to be a prototype.
It wasn't great that like the first action thing he had to do was Harry Osborn
Yep.
is getting like jumped by this guy who looks like a total dork ass nerd. and his two like friends.
Who are live streaming this.
And then one of them opens up a phone, shows his face, and it's like, yo, we just found our next mugging victims. It's like, no one does this.
Yeah.
No one live streams crime and shows their face also. It's just like, what do kids do? They stream on TikTok, so they should do that.
Yeah.
It's like, not now.
So the streaming thing, I was like, oh, this is how he's gonna like kind of broadcast himself out in the world. It'll be a connection to his like photography.
Yeah, a clever modernized spin.
Yep. And no, he doesn't do that.
Nope.
At one point, he stops a robber with a camera, an old-fashioned camera.
Yes.
Or I guess they're old-fashioned because we don't really use those types anymore.
Big, chunky, clunky camera.
Yep. But it had a digital screen, and so he just doesn't use that anymore. I thought he was gonna like steal it from him and be like, nah, dude, this is mine now.
I did, but no.
And then pick up the skill of photography. He doesn't do any of that.
Nope.
And now I'm really confused that he's working for Osborn.
And Osborn knows he's Spider-Man.
And he goes to high school.
Yeah, which was weird.
There's nothing wrong with Dr. Connors. I don't care. You guys calm down.
I did think it was hilarious that people were like, I couldn't believe it when they said the name Connors. I was agape. This is so crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe it was like she's missing an arm.
Who else was she gonna be?
Like that's the one thing Dr. Connors needs.
This is Dr. Connors Curtis. Just like, come on. Osborn doesn't bother me.
No, he's wearing green.
What's his son?
Harry. He's
yeah.
also wearing a shade of green.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, if you look for it, you can see who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the dialogue is terrible.
Oof, every single
The voice performance, especially Spidey.
Yeah.
Whoever that guy is, he sounds like he's trying to do Tom Holland, which originally Tom Holland was supposed to voice this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Voice Spider-Man, but he didn't.
It's not good.
And then he just like does whatever he wants with his voice sometimes.
Yeah, it's often too low.
Yep.
Not great delivery on like a range of emotion.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's just kind of saying the line the first time he reads it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's.
I might come back and keep watching it. I might not. I don't know.
One thing I hate: every single little action, a thing happens, quip, a thing happens, quip. Every single time something happens, a character turns, a character does an attack, a character moves, a character jumps. Anytime something happens, someone, including Doctor Strange, has some little quip they need to say, some little comment or whatever, and I hate it.
It does get annoying when it's in everything.
Yeah.
Every movie, every show, whatever you're doing, there's always a quip now.
Yes.
And it's like, I remember when that was a new thing, and only certain characters got to do that. Mm-hmm. It can't be... if everybody's super, then nobody's super.
Yeah.
You know? So...
And like Spidey can quip. That's a character who's known for his quipping. But not constantly, man. You have to have action, then you can stop and have a little one-liner. You know, not every single thing needs an attempted one-liner.
Yeah.
It sounds like an attempt to give him some personality, because it hasn't been much yet. He's smart and Spider-Man.
Well, they beat around the bush about Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
And then they don't show us anything.
At least we didn't have to see him die again.
Yeah, and then once he passes out after being bitten by a spider, and you're done with the credits, and you get back to him, it's like months later.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, so we don't even get to see him transform or discover or learn about himself?
We saw that in the opening. In the opening credits, yeah.
Yeah, but like, there was no...
Nope, that fun part of becoming a superhero, we just jumped over it.
Yeah. Just so then, yeah, he's now Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Or some form of it. Okay, whatever. That's the end of Coffee Break.
Yeah.
Captain America next week, because the new Cap movie comes out, and I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I have more power on. We are almost done with Assassin's Creed. I promise. I promise. I do have another demo, and we are... Yeah, so there's another demo.
Nice.
And then, what do you got?
Working on some stuff. Don't want to reveal what it is yet, because I haven't decided which one I want to start with.
Okay.
But
nice.
Ruby-related stuff. Oh. As usual.
She revealed it's Ruby. Mm-hmm. I hope you guys have a great week. Enjoy. I mean, the weather out here has been pretty nice.
It has been. It's getting brighter.
Yep.
I love that.
It's getting hot. I can take off my second layer. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oof, that's nice. The bones are starting to feel good. But it's not quite short season.
No. Not that might be next month.
Yeah, but it is pretty nice.
Yes.
So, I hope you guys enjoy your week. Mm-hmm. Be safe. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, testing.
Testing.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Testing.
The ADHD is on full blast today.